I am very happy to be joined today by the one, the only Carl Haworth. Carl, how are you today?
Good, thanks. Thanks for having me, Keith.
Absolutely. Thanks for joining me. If I am not mistaken, you are El Capitan, the captain of Atletico Ottawa. Is that correct?
That's correct. Yeah, myself and a few others kind of form the leadership group here at the team. And I guess if everyone plays, everyone's healthy, then yeah, I'd be wearing the armband, leading the guys out onto the field.
Love that. Love that. Well, congratulations on that role, and
Thank
congratulations
you.
on being a part of such a fantastic franchise, which is, of course, Atletico Ottawa. Now, you joined the team last year, so we'll go back in the past just for a moment. Tell me, how did you end up signing with the team? Because I understand that you were with Ottawa Fury beforehand. Do you just
Right.
have a love for Ottawa football clubs?
Yeah, I mean, I fell in love with the city when I came back, actually pre-Fury NASL anyway. I played PDL here in 2013, which is a semi-pro team, and I just loved the city from the moment I got here. You know, the kind of small town feel, big city vibes. You know, you've got the provincial parks just 20 minutes away, and you know the all the natural green space throughout. I just love the city, and on top of that, it has such a loyal, such a large and growing soccer fan base as well and community. So I got to meet a lot of people within the soccer community here in Ottawa, and yeah, I fell in love with the with everything that the city had to offer. So I enjoyed my PDL days, my NASL days with the Fury for 6 seasons, and then went down to Indianapolis, Indy 11, in the USL when the Fury sold their franchise. And you know, it wasn't soon after that Atletico Ottawa announced their expansion team. But unfortunately, I was already under contract down in Indy. Played my 2 years there, and then we had conversations, you know, pretty soon after that to come back to Ottawa and join Atletico Ottawa. Sorry for my cat here. Hey,
That's
Penny.
okay. That's okay. I've my puppy's in
I'm
the
a little
background,
jealous.
so I totally get that. Sometimes they just want to get on camera. That's perfectly fine.
Exactly. Exactly. So yeah, just it was quick conversations. You know, I always wanted to come back here. I met my now wife here, and yeah, we've got two kittens. We got a dog, and we got a baby on the way. So I'm happy to call Ottawa home.
Nice. Well, congratulations on the
Thank you.
upcoming addition to the family. That's fantastic. So tell as we're still looking back, last year's season was just lightning in a bottle. It was just so fantastic in the sense of the year before,
Yeah.
the team finished last, flipped it, finished first last year. All of a sudden, we're seeing more people coming out to the games, more excitement, more conversation around Atletico
Mhm.
Ottawa. What was that? What was last season like for you guys when you look
Yeah,
back at it?
it was great. I mean, it was an incredible experience, start to finish. You know, we're lucky enough to be owned by you know, one of the biggest clubs in the world, and you know, get to take advantage of some of the resources. You know, particularly during preseason. You know, going over to Madrid, spending some time there, and I think that's kind of where it all started last year. You know, we were able to spend almost 6 weeks together. A lot of new faces coming in, and you know, that's the time that we kind of gelled together and you know, really became a really close knit um, team within the locker room.
Mm-hmm.
So the players that they brought in were special. It was the right mix. There she is again. Come here, Penny. Um, yeah, so it was the right mix of you know, fresh, young, exciting players with the older, experienced, you know, more veteran guys, and it came together really well. So you know, a lot of credit goes to the front office and the roster that they were able to put together, and then it was about us just coming together on the field and putting together performances that were asked upon us by our management.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, I couldn't say enough good things about the players that we had in that locker room. You know, some of the leadership, you know, that have you know have since moved on. You know, the likes of Drew Becky, Ben McKendry, Chris Manella, you know, Sissoko, a lot of these guys, Balu, kept, you know, the list goes on and on. Guys that have you know been around, played hundreds of professional games, and we really leaned on that experience to
Mm-hmm.
go on and do something special last year.
No, absolutely. So coming into this year right now, obviously, first 7 games I believe are behind you. It's been a
Yeah.
bit of a rough start. I partially, and listen, I'm going to be the first person to admit, probably the most biased journalist towards Atletico Ottawa. I have no problem admitting that, but I do feel that part of the challenge, and obviously you're living it, so I want to get your 2 cents on it. I think part of the challenge is the fact that, for lack of a better term, the secret's out. Last year, it was very easy for Atletico Ottawa to go under the radar. You guys finished last place the year before, so it was very easy. But now, as people see the level of talent on the team, I feel that when you're going up against these teams, they're elevating their game because they know that they're playing one of the best. Would you think that's part of it?
Yeah, I think as competitors, historically, it's always, it's really easy to get up for those games where you're playing, the first place team, the top of the table, historically the better team. So I think we're certainly experiencing that. Everyone's coming here now with a point to prove. We're not sneaking in there, taking our 3 points and running anymore. It's, we're the guys to beat. So it's definitely, we've got to adapt. We've got to change things. We've got to be able to be versatile and tweak things here and there within our overall framework. That allows us to still go on and be successful. So that's the challenge that we're facing right now. It's going to be definitely a learning experience for all of us. But again, we've got to lean on the experienced guys, the older guys who've been around. They've done this at various levels. They've done it with various teams throughout their careers, and really lean on that experience to, help turn things around.
No, absolutely. And it was interesting because if we look at the last two home games, obviously the loss against Pacific, it's one of those games, right? Obviously it's a tough loss, a loss nonetheless, but it's one of those where everything potentially could go wrong. It did go wrong. The loss against Forge, a little more heartbreaking. Again, it's a rematch of last year's final. It looks like we're heading towards a potential draw because this is a very evenly matched game. And then it's one of those last second heartbreak goals. Now, I'm not trying to get you to relive that moment. I'm not trying to rip off the wound, but I have your Twitter here in front of me, and I haven't committed this to memory. So I want to read this because I think this speaks a lot to you. So bear with me. Tough result in the end after a very difficult but well-fought game. We had our moments, but that's not enough. The fans deserve more. We will continue to work toward getting this club back to where it belongs. We need to show more ambition, more hunger, passion, and consistency. You go on to say, in case you forgot, we have the best fans in the league, and they've been incredible, even during this difficult period of results. Performances need to be better, and that is on us. We won't give up, and we'll continue to work towards our ultimate goal. Thank you, fans. We hear you. And then multiple heart emojis. The reason I bring that to you is because anybody who might not have seen you or followed you on Twitter, and they should, and I'll make sure I link that in the interview so they can. Cool. I think it says a lot to come out to face the fire, if you will, and own it and say, yeah, we understand it didn't turn out well. We are aware. You don't have to remind us. We're aware, and we're going to work towards that. So I guess my question would be, what are some of the things that the team is doing to stay positive? Because it has been a bit of a difficult time, and it's not all doom and gloom. There have been some bright spots, absolutely. But what are some of the things that the team is doing to stay positive? Because obviously, I read this and I read, and there is a level of optimism and positivity in that statement. So where does that come from?
Yeah, I think the first thing to address there would be that within that tweet, there's a lot of truth. It's all open. It's heartfelt, and that's speaking for a lot of the players as well. It's obvious that we've had some really great moments. Look to that Vancouver game away, and within a lot of individual games as well. There's been some sparks there where you look at the individual actions and you go, okay, this team has the right players. They have the ability. They've got the potential to go on and repeat what they did last year. It's just about that consistency, which I alluded to as well, that we've got to kind of put it all together. So that's one thing that we certainly had last year, was that consistency. You knew exactly what you were getting from each individual on any given moment, in any given game, and you could rely on people to play different positions. We've just got to put that together now. Again, the performances is another thing. Like you said, look at the Pacific home game versus the Forge home game. The Pacific home game is one of those where it's really just not your day. And that happens. That happens in every season with every team. And it's how you react to those moments. So we've got to learn from that. we're particularly a young team this year.
Mm-hmm.
So it's maybe the learning takes a little bit longer. And it's how we handle those situations. So if it's not your day, it's not going well, there's one thing you can always do, and that's just dig in, work hard, and work for your teammates. So we got away from that a little bit at the start of the season. But I think for anyone who was out there at that Forge game last weekend, they would have seen that. They would have seen that fight, that hunger, that passion, that bite, and a very consistent performance from just about everybody on that pitch from start to finish.
Mm-hmm.
So it's about harnessing that and really taking the positives from even these losses. You can take a lot of positives from them. You can certainly learn more from them than you can from a 5-0 win or a 5-1 win. Things can get swept under the rug. So we've got to be very meticulous with how we analyze our performances. Correct the things that we aren't doing well, whether it's tactically or individually, and then really lean on those things that we are doing well. And at the end of the day, it's just got to come down to that fight and that effort. And that's one thing that is a non-negotiable for us. And we have to really make sure that we get back to that. Yeah. Just got to stay positive, stay optimistic, stay hopeful. And the good thing about football is it moves on very quick. So yeah, we had a good performance on the weekend. We didn't get the result we wanted, but we've got another game this weekend, this Saturday, to look forward to at home in front of, again, from that tweet, a lot of truth, the best fans in the league. I think it's obvious from the outside, and it's certainly obvious from the inside.
Yeah, and I got to tell you, 100%. We got a home game coming up this weekend. I believe it's Halifax is back again.
Yep.
They just can't stay away, Halifax. So they're back again. So that's exciting. And to your point, there is, I say to anybody who's within this region, or anybody, even if you're like, Kingston, Belleville, whoever, you want to make the drive down Ottawa, there is something very special about seeing an Atletico game live. The atmosphere is next level. I've been to all the different sporting events here in Ottawa, and I've taken them in. There's just something extra special about that. What is it about this team that just makes this fan base go crazy? Because it is another level.
Yeah. Obviously, the support was there from the start. There's no question. Even going back to the Fury days, the support has always been there. There's been a very core group of loyal supporters that have supported professional football here in the city from day one. Now, on top of that, they've been able to kind of grow their brand and, really reach different demographics and, get kids in the supporters group, get older people in the supporters group, males, females, LGBTQ community members as well. They've really been open, and just taken everybody in. And if you're a fan of soccer, they're going to take you in, and you can all be fans together. And the energy that they bring on game day is unparalleled. Unfortunately, I was injured for the start of the season, so I was sitting up in the booth there watching the games right behind the supporter section. And it kind of gave me a different perspective on, how much this means to them and how much they really care about it. And, going back to that Pacific game again, although we lost and it was not a great performance from us, it might have been the best performance from the supporters. They didn't shut up from minute 1 all the way to, 93rd minute when the ref blew that final whistle. So, I don't know what it is about them, but their energy, their commitment, their loyalness, the way that they're so open, they take in anybody that wants to support the team. And I think they do a really good job at marketing and branding themselves as well. We're extremely lucky to have them.
Absolutely. I mean, listen, anybody can support you when you're winning and you're on top. Real supporters are there regardless of the results, and you're definitely going to see that. Listen, I could talk.
I know that all too well, being an Everton supporter. So
fair enough.
Yeah,
I'm glad you can't see my Manchester City flag in this shot.
Well, congrats to you.
Thank you. Okay, I want to be respectful of your time. I could talk to you all day. This is awesome, but I want to drift into a little thing I like to call rapid fire. Are you ready for some rapid fire?
We'll see.
All right, here we go. First question is always, Carl Haworth, what is your favorite movie of all time? And if you can't come up with one, I'll take a top 3.
Top 3. Okay. In Bruges.
Okay.
Shawshank Redemption, and probably Dark Knight. I got to get something Christopher Nolan in there, and that's one that I always come back to. So I'll go those top 3. But if I have, I've missed Snatch as well. Guy Ritchie film that I
Yeah.
absolutely love.
Top four.
There's a
Done.
top four for you.
Yeah, there it
Cheated the
is.
system.
That's okay. And in case, I'm sure you know Oppenheimer, Christopher Nolan coming out July,
Yes.
so mark that on the calendar. All
Yes,
right.
absolutely.
Who's winning the Champions League? We got Manchester City and some team called Inter Milan. Who you going with?
It's got to be City.
See,
Just huge Pep fan, huge footy fan, and what he's been able to accomplish. You just want to see him win that with City.
good answer. You'll be back on the show. Okay. What is something that fans would be surprised to know about you?
I'm a single digit give or take handicap in golf.
Okay.
So yeah, golf's a really big part of my life. I like to kind of get away from the game and get out in nature and really relax. So
Okay.
I say single digit. I'm right around a 9 to an 11 on any given year. So yeah, we'll go with that.
Excellent.
Big golfer.
All right. Over the last few weeks, your teammate, Ollie Bassett, Ollie Wood himself, we've seen he's kind of gotten into this position now, and I'm kind of indirectly responsible for it, in the sense of being like this guy who like just adores the kids. And what I mean by that, we saw this touching moment. He walks out with this young gentleman's talking his ear off. We're at the post-game press conference after the Pacific game. Everyone's asking these questions about the loss. I'm like, tell me about the kid. Let's talk about that, because that brought a smile to your face. And then the next thing you know, there was this very beautiful video of Ollie going out and visiting with this young gentleman, bringing him a jersey and all of that stuff. So I want to talk to you about what you can do about increasing your cred with the kids. So I've got a couple of ideas for you.
Okay.
I'm going to run these by you. Tell me if any of these stick. First of all, movie night with the captain. So you take a group of kids out to a movie at like one of the theaters. What do you think of that?
Yeah, not bad.
Right.
Depends on, I guess, timing for the kids and how old they are and how long they can stay out.
All right. I'm just trying to help with your cred. I've got another one here for you. FIFA tournament with you. So get some kids together. We're playing FIFA. Is your FIFA game? I'm hoping your FIFA game's decent.
It's not bad, but I think that would probably be a good one because it'll give the kids a lot of confidence. Because I'm pretty confident they would all beat me.
All right. I adore and respect Ollie, but I mean, he can't be taking all the shine, right? And then who doesn't like a good? I mean, we're coming towards the end of the school year. We're in June as of tomorrow. A nice little visit. Bring some of your teammates. Head to the school and pop in and say hi. I think that'd be nice.
Yeah, absolutely. I actually just did one not too long ago at Pinecrest Public School.
Excellent.
For career day.
All right. Switching away from the younger audience, one of the things I've noticed that some of the teams in Europe do, that I don't believe you do here, but I think you should, because if there's any team in the CPL that can get away with it, it's you guys. Are you ready? Dramatic pause. Here it is. Team bus arrives right in front of TD Place. We've got the fans. We've got kind of like a red carpet, red for Atletico, walk into the stadium. Team arrival. When are we going to start seeing a team arrival with Atletico?
Oh, that's a tough one because we don't come on a bus for home games, but for away games, we could. I think for away games, we've had a couple moments, especially York away, where I guess that scenario has played out where there's been a ton of fans for us, which is pretty cool. But I'm down.
All right, I'm gonna ask this. So we were talking a little bit off air, off camera before we hit the go button. And you said you've seen bits of these interviews before. What will it take for you to start becoming a subscriber, in the terms of not subscribing to the channel, but saying, hey, one of my teammates or somebody's being interviewed, I'm watching the whole thing, I'm fully invested, because whatever that is, I'm there for it. What do I need to do to get El Capitan to fully commit to watching these? Because these are running often and these are fun. Tell me you're not having fun right now.
Oh, yeah. You've done enough. You've convinced me. Lifelong fan, lifelong subscriber. You got me hooked.
Love it. Love it. As soon as you said Manchester City was winning the Champions League, you and I were connected, my friend. Listen, I'm going to let you get out of here. Thank you so much for the time. Sincerely. Thank you for everything that you have done to contribute to such a phenomenal team. Going through a rough patch now, but hey, listen, what is that? What is that saying? The it's always darkest before the dawn. Huh?
Yeah.
Come on. Yeah. So there we are. So that's where we're going through right now, but I'm excited for the W that you guys are going to produce this coming Saturday. A little foreshadowing. Carl Haworth, thank you so much for the time today. Best of luck. Hopefully we'll get a chance to chat again in the not too distant future, but I really appreciate the time.
Yeah. Thanks a lot, Keith. It's been a lot of fun, and look forward to seeing hopefully you and the rest of the fans out at TD Place this weekend.